Federation shuttle Tereshkova. I am under attack in the Hoba system, requesting emergency assistance. I'm under attack by Romulans with serious weapons. I don't think they're hauling cargo.
This is the Romulan Imperial Star Navy. You are in a restricted area. Leave immediately.
These aren't Talshar ships. They're Imperial loyalists. Thanks for the assistance. I was checking out some strange readings and discovered this errant freighter. I hailed them and they opened fire. I don't know yet. Based on these ships' identification codes, these aren't Tal Shiar vessels, just elements of the old Romulan Star Navy.
This is Lieutenant Gaius Salon. This vessel has been disabled. This unit was defending this vessel against outside attack. This unit is executing its priority directives.
That doesn't help much. They must be trying to gain access to the gateway data. Quick, through the side door and down to the gate.
I surrender. Well, no. I do still have crucial information about your poor friend, Lieutenant Ceylon, but you are interested in what I can tell you. Not exactly.
I've received some distressing news, and I need to update your mission orders.
No, please, go ahead. I can wait.
We've received word that Sela has escaped from Republic custody, and that she was last seen in the Devron sector. Republic intelligence thinks she has some kind of information about the Iconians that she hasn't shared yet.
Well, well, well. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer, isn't that the saying? I'll make you a deal. You want Gaius back, and you want to learn what I know? I'm willing to give you both. But first, we'll need to discuss the deal aboard my ship. It makes no difference to me. If you don't like my terms, I'll simply order Gaius to self-destruct the ship. Besides, what are you going to do? Put me in the brig?
I suppose we don't have much choice.
I know you're not inclined to believe me, but I am telling the truth. I do have coordinates to a sphere the Iconians are still using. This is our one chance to find out what the Iconians are doing and when they're going to attack, and they won't wait for our ships to be in position or give us time to muster a defense. Poor Gaius. All that Borg hardware in his head made it easy to give him some guidance. The Tal Shiar has studied mind control for decades, and I had full access to their techniques. With the coordinates I've memorized, I can gain access to an Iconian staging sphere. Tapping into the Iconian data networks is risky, but the potential benefits are significant. My engineers report that they're having trouble keeping engine power stable. It appears you did quite a bit of damage to my ship.
This unit is in diagnostic mode. This unit is responding to its neural overrides.
What are you doing to my ship down there? Don't make things worse.
Enemy targets on sensors.
I shouldn't need to remind you that we're on a timetable, so I won't.
I recognize you. You have to help me. I'm a Republic intelligence operative on team. Republic intelligence has agents seeded through many of the groups in the... Sela's using you.
I understand you've captured a saboteur. Very well. However, this still doesn't solve our problem. The Nopata system? Interesting. My ship has been modified to mask its energy signature, so we should be able to get there without detection. The Tal Shiar may be a problem, though. The Tal Shiar serves the Iconians now. Certain elements of the Imperial Navy are still loyal, but the Tal Shiar would be more inclined to shoot me than listen to me. Those are Tal Shiar ships. The Star Navy doesn't have the interest or the means to police far-flung systems like this one.
Enemy vessel. This system is under Tal Shiar control. Stand down and prepare to be boarded.
Hakiv's private research facility. The Tal Shiar commonly use a diverter to intercept standard access codes on electronic locks.
Someone else has been through here recently. Tal Shiar!
Why am I not surprised the mess hall is the one place here that isn't a total wreck? At least they were smart enough to take the weapons out of the armory. Hakiv's sanctum. I'm guessing that side door isn't just for show.
There must be a way through this blank wall. Maybe there's a release trigger in the office.
Allow me. Computer, recognize identity Sela, code Empress 1. Always have a backdoor. Another secret door. Hakiv was always so melodramatic. This gateway should be simple to activate once we bypass Hakiv's security. Then we can finally take a look at what the Iconians are doing.
You're getting a little too close to the truth. It's time to eliminate you both.
You should be more careful about the loyalty of your subordinates. Stop her! Don't let her escape! stop here! Hurry up! They'll find us soon. Good. There's a gateway on this side. We won't be stuck here. Now, let's see what secrets we can wrest from this facility.
You!
Taurus. Stop her! Automated defenses? What a waste of time. Get that force field down!
I won't let you take me!
We need to catch her before she can cause any more trouble. She's locked the door. Try to unlock it with one of these consoles. Interesting. According to this data, we're in the Andromeda Galaxy. You should download some of these files to your tricorder. This sphere seems to be much older than the others. There's communication traffic from Iconian ships inside the sphere. I've never seen these kinds of vessels before. Ah, here we go. Almost there. Got it. The door is open. Taurus must have overloaded the perimeters in that plasma. There's nowhere left to run, Taurus. Do you really think the Iconians will help you now?
No, you don't understand. I didn't seek them out because I wanted to rule. I needed them to save us, to turn back time, to undo Hobus, and bring back Romulus.
Then you're more of a fool than I thought. You poor deluded creature. The Iconians aren't interested in saving anything. Nor could they.
We have to get out of here. It's not safe anymore. They're coming.
I guess you'd better go then. If you had only known, Taurus, the Iconians can't travel through time. It destroys their minds. The sphere just jumped. Look, it's nighttime inside this sphere, but it's never dark inside the other spheres. The Iconian fleets are here, and there are so many ships they're blotting out the sun.
I see you.
Time to go. How absurd to think that she could have ever accomplished anything significant. She lost her throne and spent years in mindless devotion to gods who could not hear or answer her prayers. Take a look at the sky. In a sphere like this, nothing should obscure the sun. Did you feel that? The sphere just jumped. The Iconian invasion is beginning.
You were warned. Your galaxy is forfeit.
It's a herald. The personal guards and servants for the Iconians. Fighting is not the best option. Head for the gate. Run! I'll take care of this. Jump!
It's good to have you back. A Dyson sphere jumped into a position near the Iconia system less than an hour ago. We don't know anything about it, but based on the preliminary notes you've logged, we think it's the same sphere that you discovered with Sela. I hate to admit it, but she was right. The Iconian invasion is here. There's no sign of Sela, incidentally. We'll keep looking, but I have a feeling she won't be found until she wants to be. And as long as she stays away, I'm inclined to let her go. She'll have to answer for her crimes someday, but we have much more immediate concerns.
We know that attacks from the Iconian forces are imminent. Their gateway technology means that distance has little meaning for them. Once the war begins in earnest, we will be racing to cover too much territory with too few ships.
The war continues, and all of our warriors are needed to fight.
Welcome, and thank you for coming. We've gathered here the finest commanders from Starfleet, the Klingon Defense Force, and the Romulan Republic. We may have been enemies in the past. Now, we must fight as one. May I introduce Captain Cogran? He will coordinate our combined forces against the Iconians and report to the commanders of all three fleets.
Greetings. The Iconians have revealed themselves. War is now inevitable. While the Iconians themselves are few in number, their heralds are numerous and formidable. They are not like the servitors we have fought before. They are far more dangerous. We are already sending strike teams into the sphere the heralds use to access the Iconian gateway network. They will retaliate. And when they do, they will attack our most valuable targets. The gateways allow the heralds to strike anywhere. They can avoid or destroy any obstacle in their path. Therefore, the Alliance has decided to focus on defending key installations. We need time to create a strategy. To that end, let me introduce Captain Tom Paris.
Hello, everyone. Okay, this is what we know about the weaknesses of the Heralds. If we can exploit this, we can...
It's beginning.
Their goal appears to be New Romulus. The Federation has a starbase nearby. Captain Paris, take your task force and the bulk of the fleet to New Romulus. The rest of you, report to Starbase 234. Right now, that starbase is all that stands between the Heralds and New Romulus. Hold the Heralds there as long as you can. We need time to evacuate civilians and prepare defenses at New Romulus. Today is a good day to die.
on an intercept course. All ships, defend the starbase. I've never seen anything like these herald ships before. There's too many of them. Begin evacuation.
Many of them. We can't. All of the civilians and most of the crew managed to evacuate. At least that's something. But there's nothing more we can do for that starbase. Fall back to New Romulus. Welcome to the war. The Romulans are asking for boots on the ground, but we've got more than we can handle up here. There are some weak spots in the Herald lines. If you can punch through to transporter range, you should be able to get a team down there to assist.
We can take a defensive position in the ruins.
Taken the ruins. Shall I call in for our next objective?
The ruins are ours!
Quick, this way!
Romulus is reporting heavy casualties. What happened down there? Sensors are picking up some unusual power emanations from the surface. Careful.
Your presence defiles this sacred space. Heralds, to aid, destroy these insects.
I'm a little busy here. What do you need? Acknowledged. Wouldn't want to miss the party.
I am the guardian of all who my people were and all that they remember. Long ago, life developed on our world before all others. We explored the galaxy, but we were alone. Hundreds. While each preserver has the genetic memory of the entire race, it was deemed important to preserve individuals, so that if the time came when we could live with our children, there would be sufficient numbers to maintain our species. The Iconians. I am not programmed for this line of inquiry. Greetings, my child. Long have I slumbered. Ah, the Iconians. They are the first of our children, and for a time, the most troublesome. Hold, I sense her approach.
will bring me no pleasure, Ancient One.
Then make a different choice, my daughter.
I cannot. Long have we waited for this day. We will reclaim all that was once ours. We will rule this galaxy as is our right and our duty. None can stand against us. Not even you.
We're in orbit, and we're not alone. They are not kidding around. Raise your shields. We need to hold out until the rest of the fleet arrives. More Herald ships. These guys just won't give up. cavalry arrived just in time. Let's show these heralds what we can do.
True. Thank you for your assistance.
The war continues, and all of our warriors are needed to fight. Captain Tom Paris has requested your ship for a joint mission with his task force. I won't lie to you. We're not making much headway against the Iconians so far. You and your crew have proven to be capable of fighting them. Delta Flight is one of the only other teams to do so. Together, perhaps you can start to turn the tide.
You are cleared for transport at your convenience.
Welcome to the USS Byrne. Normally, I'm the security chief and second officer on the USS Kirk, but she took heavy damage during the battle in the Lena system. It's not that unusual. My grandfather was an admiral, and my mom, and most of the people I consider my extended family are either in Starfleet or are like Seven, who might as well be. I'm looking forward to it too. I don't know what crazy scheme my father's cooked up this time.
I'm Kanna Jinnis, the team scout. No one's better than I am at finding trouble. It's good to get a chance to know everyone on the team before the action starts.
Andrew Weston, all-around genius. Don't let the lack of pips on my collar fool you. Sure, Kirk reprograms the Kobayashi Maru, and he's a legend. Just because I'm not a stiff doesn't mean I don't want to help win the war.
Warrior, join with us and stab at the heart of the Iconians. I am the team's weapons expert.
Hello there. I'm Ferrix, and well, I don't have a specialization like most of the others, but Captain Paris calls me the cook. You know, one of the things I've enjoyed the most about coming here is the opportunity to get to know people from other cultures. Klingons, Romulans, humans, Andorians, Betazoids.
Jolan True, do you understand ancient Earth humor? I thought so.
Thanks for coming. Nice to see you again, especially after what happened at New Romulus and Lanus. As you well know, the war is not going too well. Oh, not much. We're just going to slip into a heavily guarded system that the Iconians already control. So this used to be Calbriden 3. Intelligence believes that the Iconians destroyed the planet to gather materials for a subspace disruption device. We think they intend to use this device to open a door for their Solanae forces to enter our space.
A whole new fleet for the Iconians? We can't let that happen.
Exactly. But the planetary debris has created an asteroid field, and the mineral content of those asteroids will shield us from the Iconian sensor arrays. I've plotted a course for us, but we'll still need to watch for the Herald patrols. The station with the device is in the center of the debris. Weston will override their computers while we run interference. Once the station's shields are down, we'll eliminate it and the device with extreme prejudice.
Is that another reference from that ancient program about impossible missions you like to watch?
Something like that. The Alliance doesn't have a fleet to send against this station. We're it. If we can't do it, no one can.
So, no pressure.
I hope you're all ready to do the best flying you've ever done, because that's what we're gonna need to complete this mission. Let's head 'em up and move 'em out. Dismissed. The rubble in our way used to be the planet known as Calbriden 3, uninhabited, luckily, but they had high amounts of topoline, uridium, and boronite. When the boronite and uridium are combined and exposed to an electrical charge, they create spatially inverted tetrions. Lots of spatially inverted tetrions. That's why the Heralds are here. The Heralds have set up a security beacon at the entrance to this system. Okay, Weston. Your mission, should you choose to accept it.
I need help inputting the proper subspace frequencies. We've done it! Hurry!
Okay, here's the good news. The topoline and the planetary debris will hide us from the Herald sense. How would you rate your piloting abilities? Bringing up your navigational HUD. Now. The mineral content of the asteroids will shield us from the Herald sensors. Try to stay in formation with the rest of the squadron. Fire in the hole! Whoa, Moral. Watch the paint job there, Tiger.
Don't be a rear seat pilot!
I think you mean backseat driver.
But we're flying, sir.
Herald Patrol up ahead. Take them out before they can warn the others. Backup over here. My team and the Burns crew have cleared most of the boarding parties. fell back here to grab some phaser rifles and got bought. The bridge crew has sealed off the bridge and locked the ship's computers down. My away team's medic is already helping the Burns crew. Now that you and your team are here, we can clear out the remaining heralds. Get... Morale!
Welcome to party. Needs a little help. I think that's the last of them. What's our status?
Your ship is damaged and you have crew in sickbay, Morale.
Everyone on this ship knew the risks when we started this mission, including me.
As much as I hate to say it, you're right.
I know a few of Andrew's tricks.
Good job on the computers, Morale, but... that does it. Let's both get back to our ships and finish this. The Heralds are gonna notice one of their patrols is missing. Let's move. Time to pick up the pace, people!
I got some scans of those ships. Should give me an advantage when we get to the station.
We're coming up on the center of their operations.
Detecting Solanae energy signatures ahead. Solanae, ugh. They give me the creeps.
Target the ships defending the station. Weston, you're up. We'll keep them busy.
On it.
Iconian energy signature detected.
Evasive maneuvers. Pattern, Paris Delta 2. We need to abort. We can't do this without Weston.
I can do it. Andrew gave me a backup copy of his algorithms in case something happened.
We're falling back.
Dad, I know you mean well. I have to do this. You know what will happen if the Solanae can break through. We'll lose everything.
Okay, Morale. You can be almost as stubborn as your mother, but I know when I'm beat. All right, people, you heard her. We're going in hot. Cover Morale's ship so she can finish this. We are Delta Flight, and we will not be stopped. Shields are offline. Destroy the Dreadnought.
Something, and it's not just to bring their shields up. I think they're activating the station.
Detecting a power surge!
I have their main computer. They're still trying to start the conversion process, but their shields are completely down.
Okay, let's blow up this thing and head home. We're being pulled in. Evasive maneuvers. Yeehaw!
I found something interesting in the computer system before the station blew. It's coordinates for another sphere.
The station is destroyed, and we've completed our mission. But not without paying a price. Exactly. It's been a pleasure flying with you.
Losing Weston is regrettable, but we needed a victory today. Thanks to you, we have won. Defeating a Herald Dreadnought is a significant achievement. Destroying their station and keeping the Solanae locked in subspace is even more valuable. The number of ships and soldiers we have is finite. We cannot allow the Iconians to have a numerical advantage, as well as a technological one. I will examine the files Lieutenant Commander Paris managed to recover from the Herald computers. Perhaps a strike on this base she found will be our next move. The war continues, and all of our warriors are needed to fight. The Empire requires your assistance with a covert mission deep in Iconian territory. It is dangerous, but if successful, it has a chance of turning the tide of the war.
Ready for transport.
Qapla', and welcome aboard the IKS Hague. My name is Ramir, and this is my ship. Your reputation for getting the job done precedes you. If you do not know about my team or our missions, then I have been successful. House Pegh is the code name for a discreet group that serves the Empire. There is honor to be found, even in dishonesty. The past few years have brought about many changes in our ways. Data recovered from the station in the Calbridan system has pinpointed the location of a second base in the Denasia system, containing several of the Iconians' Omega generators. Of course, infiltration is our specialty. Then we fight. Our scientists put the risk of a catastrophic reaction at less than 7%. This is our mission. The lair is right over there.
What do you want? Why?
Don't worry, Travana. It's fine. Yes, but the chances are slight. Well, the risk comes from non-stabilized Omega particles. Right. If we were to stabilize the particles into one or more Omega molecules, the chance of a detonation would be greatly reduced.
I disagree. Taking the time to stabilize the molecules puts the team in danger. You insult my honor. So be it, Batak.
We are beyond the Herald sensor range, but we should not approach any closer without the protection of a cloaking device. Once we get close to the planet, we will not be able to risk a wide scan. So we will need to perform a series of pinpoint triangulation scans in order. Once we have the location of the facility, my team will meet yours on the surface. Then arm your weapons and prepare for battle. Position confirmed. Beginning scans. Sensor interference is preventing us from getting a good reading. Move to 16 kilometers. 16 kilometers confirmed. Beginning sensor sweep.
Belair here. I have coordinates for the facility.
This facility was very well concealed and shielded. Even now, our scans are so limited, we cannot get an accurate readout of the layout. True, but our tricorders will be of assistance while navigating. Now that we are on site, there is something you need to know. Only because I had orders which would supersede yours. Ramir to Hague. We are ready for him.
Qapla', you and your team have done well so far. Now, let us vanquish our foes. I am Kahless, Emperor of the Klingon Empire. A legend reborn through the mysteries of science, using the blood that stained the ancient knife of Kiron. Although there are those who believe me to be a pretender, I have been the moral leader and a symbol of the Empire for the Klingons for more than 40 years. I have given guidance to Gowron, Martok, the leaders of the Great Houses, and the High Council. Even Jimpok hears my counsel, and that man listens to few voices but his own. I am more than a figurehead. A man cannot lead an empire of warriors without being a warrior himself. I carry the Sword of Kahless, a weapon of fables, forged by Kahless the Unforgettable in the fires of the Kristok volcano, and cooled in the icy waters of the Lake of Luthor. This blade slew Molor, it conquered the Fekiri, and created a mighty empire. Now I will wield it against the infernal servants of the demons of air and darkness. There is always a need for the Sword of Kahless. It is a symbol of eternal victory. No one who uses it can be defeated.
We got some information from the Iconian network. Fortunately, I come prepared. This is interesting. There are battle plans here for the Delta Quadrant. Ket, one of the Iconians, it is here! Yes, sir. We need to find the last generator. Zoom in on that! It's Ket!
An Iconian! My blood sings for this battle.
Kahless, my Emperor, you are the strongest of Klingons.
The war does not go well for us. You all know what we face. This is not my day to die. It is my day to kill an Iconian.
Who am I to argue with the Emperor?
Firing a disruptor at an Iconian is like attacking a starship with a stick.
We part ways here. We create a legend this day.
If anyone can kill an Iconian, it is Kahless.
Niko Kara Endokila Kedocham Karedokila Naharedo Moraeko Rika Pakare Hiroma Rika Ket, I have come for you. Face me, creature. I challenge you to honorable combat. Come forth! I am Kahless, the Unforgettable. Destroyer of Molor, defender of Kamchi, and Emperor of the Klingons! In my hands is the sword of Kahless, first of its kind. Will you not face me, Ket? What could a being such as yourself have to fear from one man? Very well.
We are in.
Ket's too strong. Nothing Kahless can do is hurting it. We have to weaken the Iconian, and I think I know how. Omega molecules gather energy like sponges in water. That's why a small amount of Omega can generate such a vast amount of power. Quick, find a console and activate the reactor. If we hit the Iconian with Omega, we might be able to injure it.
Ha! Glorious battle! The honorable warrior will always prevail, demon. You are no god, Ket, and your tyranny ends now! Now, to finish this.
This fight is not destroy.
emergency transport now.
We've lost Kalis, and we were unable to stop the production of Omega molecules. True, the data recovered by your team in Belair will be invaluable to the Alliance.
You're right. We can't risk this intel not making it back to the homeworld.
I will mourn for Kalis, but celebrate his life. He was a clone, but he found honor in this life. Now I trust he will find Sto-vo-kor to his liking. But before he fell, he showed us the Iconians are mortal. His sacrifice will lead our way to victory. Qapla'! Hail Kalis, Emperor and Conqueror! The war continues, and all of our warriors are needed to fight. We have a lead on the Krynim. Voyager went to Krynim space looking for them a few months ago, but didn't find much more than a Vaadwaur and some anomalous sensor readings. But now, we found a Ferengi selling what he claims are Krynim artifacts.
Welcome to Josana.
May I help you? Oh, wait, you must be... I'm sorry, but the business... Yes, but Quen left me explicit instructions about this. Maybe... Let's see. It was something... Krynim, I think? I'm sorry, but my instructions were very clear. Well, I'm sorry, but I need this job. You can? What am I saying? You have a starship, of course you can.
Not so fast. The gentleman with the rather imposing associates over there has just made a very competitive offer for the device.
You said there weren't any other buyers, Quinn. I'll add what I was going to pay those guards to my offer.
Hold it! I am Nog, son of Grand Nagus Rom. And I am a Ferengi. And when you deal with these people, you deal with me. You have a choice. Either deal with me, or I ask my father to have a word with the liquidators about your poor business practices.
Well, I'm sure we could come to an understanding.
That's what I thought. Now, kiss the staff. Get out! Not you, Quinn.
Here's my best offer. No? Fine. The device is Krynim in origin. The Vaadwaur, that's what. At one point, the Krynim Imperium held more than 200 star systems in the Delta Quadrant. I picked it up from a Talaxian who wanted to trade for supplies. The Talaxian wasn't very clear on that. As a show of good faith to the son of the Nagus, I'm willing to tell you for free. Do I look like a member of the Vulcan Science Academy to you?
Don't let the staff of office and these good looks fool you. I'm here as a Starfleet officer, and interesting, I know Voyager encountered the Krenim during the journey, and Tuvok was looking for survivors of the Vaadwaur purges. Quinn left without taking down his security, but fortunately I know how to get around it. The waveforms aren't like anything I've seen before. Think I'm getting something. This is definitely Krenim in origin. And Quinn was right on the age. I'm also seeing some repeating elements in the base code, almost like a signature. I'll take the device back to my ship, the Chimera, and have a look while we're on the way to the Kiana system. From what I understand, Voyager sent an away team to the Kiana system a few weeks ago. I've explored many places as a Starfleet officer, but this is my first time seeing the Delta Quadrant. According to Quinn, the Krenim artifact came from this system. I hope we haven't come all this way just to chase ghosts. I've had a chance to look at the Krenim device, although I'm not sure how to activate it yet. It's definitely Voyager's preliminary scans of the system turned up a number of anomalies, but it could be. Let's check that wreckage out first. Keep an eye out for Vaadwaur. They're still patrolling this area. If I had to place a bet, I'd say that wreckage is where this artifact was found. Heads up! Vaadwaur on an intercept. Small society. There had to be a reason the Vaadwaur went out of their way to target them. Let's move. There might be more ships in range. Harold! They must be looking for that Vaadwaur patrol. This doesn't make sense. There's nothing here that would cause the readings I was seeing from orbit. Exactly. But we need to be quick. Here they come! Almost there. Just one more connection and that should... If you'll forgive the pun, I managed to buy us some time. It's taken me some time to convince the Krenim to help us, but they finally agreed. No one's shooting at us. I think that's a good thing.
I've had some time to observe you and Captain Nog, and your actions make it clear that you are no friend of the Vaadwaur or the Heralds. You have already repaired some of our emitters that were damaged by the attack, but there is more yet to do. More of our emitters must be realigned, and there are other pieces of equipment my people are already working to repair.
Your fight overloaded some of the power couplings we use to moderate the temporal flow. The temporal technology was developed by a scientist named Anarax.
The temporal compensators are out of alignment. The Imperium was at its peak in the mid-22nd century. At that time, it controlled more than 900 planets, and our territory spread across more than 5,000 parsecs.
Hold this. No, hold it right next to the bracket, or the spanner won't... There. Got it, thanks. Anarax's original designs are for a temporal field that's big enough for a ship, sizable but finite. Hold this.
You've shown you're willing to help. We have Anarax's plans, but not... The repairs should be enough.
I beg mercy, Great One. It appears they used a cloaking device and escaped.
You are forgiven. Make preparations to depart.
As you command.
An interesting development.
These sentients have proven to be resourceful. Already they have thwarted our plan to bring in the Solanae fleet.
Their struggles
they injured even you, Ticket? I advise caution. They are more dangerous than they appear. We should render worlds asunder. Spill them with blood until it fills the oceans. It is time to strike. I understand you want vengeance, but we must not act in haste. We will continue with our plan. The whole must be as one. The whole must be as one. The attack on Iconia broke our unity. We were divided, diminished, weak. The others saved us from oblivion, but it took centuries to rebuild our bonds. We cannot risk more loss. The whole must be as one. The campaign will continue as planned.
They couldn't see us? There were Iconians right in front of us and...
The only protection left to my people is our ability to manipulate time. But it is something we must do with great care. My people and I have made Anorax's theories of temporal manipulation our lives' work. Anorax designed a ship, a wondrous vessel that could manipulate the time streams and erase elements in an attempt to bring about a desired result. The first Krenim worlds to fall managed to warn the others. The Vaadwaur's assault on the Imperium took too much from us. Now we possess Anorax's work, but not the means to bring it to life. There's more here than what you've seen.
You've hidden the entire planet?
Yes, we removed ourselves from the time stream to stay alive. With your help, we can change everything.
You hid an entire planet, but you can't build this time ship on your own?
We have the plans. Our resources are almost gone.
We have shipyards, workers, and all the materials you could need.
Precisely. We revealed ourselves to you as a gesture of good faith. What will you do in return?
The Iconians and the Heralds are gone. It's safe to resync with our time and contact our ships. But
temporal mechanics is not a complication we need, but this weapon they are proposing sounds intriguing. You and Captain Nog were correct in thinking the Alliance would be interested in investigating such a thing. Personally, I approve of anything the Iconians might fear. Qapla'! The war continues, and all of our warriors are needed to fight. Please report to the Kiana system. Our partnership with the Krenim is starting to bear fruit, but the project may take more time to complete than we have left. We must consider any plan that ensures our survival.
You are cleared for docking.
Greetings! On behalf of Captain Cogran and Alliance Command, I am pleased to welcome you to our research station. And here, we have the development area.
how much do you know about the Krenim, 7 of 9?
The Borg have extensive records on the Krenim. They were a species of great interest to the Collective.
I'm not sure I like the idea of the Borg studying us like a bug in a petri dish. I'm not sure I like the idea of the Borg studying anyone.
And what about the Iconians?
The Collective spent a great deal of resources pursuing Iconian technology. They believed the species to be extinct. They were incorrect.
So much for the Borg knowing everything.
The Iconians' technology is far beyond even the capabilities of the Borg.
Fine. But what about shielding the ship that's using the weapon? We haven't solved the paradox problem yet.
This is not my first experience with alternate timelines. It would be possible to develop a form of temporal shielding to protect this vessel from alterations in the timeline.
Welcome to our facility. I'm working with one of the teams here to develop the time ship and choose a target. In some ways, yes. Once the weapon is fired, it can create an entirely new reality. But think of the possibilities. We could reverse the effects of wars, stop threats like the Iconians, even turn back time and eliminate the Borg.
Captain Cogran's briefing is about to begin. Follow me to the conference room.
Greetings. I have heard much about your victories against the Iconians. It is an honor to work with a warrior like yourself.
Greetings. My name is Philip Cray. I'm the liaison from Temporal Investigations for this Well, where do I start? I'm 157 years old. That's only because I spent 90 years caught in a temporal distortion in the Typhon Expanse, serving as an ensign under Captain Morgan Bateson on the USS Bozeman. The Federation has some serious concerns about possible violations of the Temporal Prime Directive. Indeed, that should tell you how serious this war has become. I don't disagree. As a Starfleet officer, I am sworn to uphold the Temporal Prime Directive. Not only that, but I have seen firsthand the dangers that come from ignoring it. But as the Vulcans say, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. The Iconians cannot use time travel, and that makes it a weapon we can use against them. We must consider carefully whether it is too dangerous of a weapon to use at all.
The war is not going as well as we might wish. Our fleets are protecting key worlds, but dozens of other targets have fallen to Herald attacks. Civilian casualties are rising. We need to act. This facility is building a device to turn the tide in our favor. Captain Nog, what is the status of the weapon?
We've had some setbacks, Captain. We're still weeks from a working prototype. No amount of temporal manipulation will change that.
And have you chosen a target for the temporal incursion?
We are still running simulations. We've configured the holodecks to help us evaluate the possible changes that occur after removing an element from the time stream. Some of these scenarios show promise, but none are exactly what you want.
Very well. We cannot afford to wait another day. We are losing this war. We need to strike now. A direct engagement is our only option. We will put all our resources into a full attack on the Iconians. Every ship we can muster will be a part of one massive strike against the Herald Sphere. Captain Paris is already moving into position with the Vanguard. Ships here will report to the Herald Sphere as soon as possible. There will be more warriors in Stovokor tonight. But first, we will make the Iconians bleed.
You are the last ship to arrive. We are ready to set course for the sphere.
Alpha Wing, you are cleared for departure.
Am I glad to see you? It's just not working. The Iconians are gating in their ships, and they have far more reserves than we anticipated. we're falling back.
I cannot do that, Captain. A Klingon does not run from battle. Farewell, Captain. Today is a good day to die.
All right, people, we've got one shot at this. The flagship's shields are down, and it's losing power. Looks like they're trying to interface with a sphere to give themselves a boost. Inbound. We need to deal with them. Parties are on the flagship. Great! We got through. What's your status? Acknowledged. Sensors are picking up power fluctuations.
Away teams are attacking power junctions, but they are encountering heavy resistance. I am detecting Federation and Herald weapons fire beyond this door. There is also a power junction.
Whoa, what are you doing over there? Interesting, but it makes sense.
Herald, reinforcements! If we can keep forcing the creature to use her own power, we can weaken her enough to defeat her. I am detecting strong energy signatures ahead. I believe it to be some kind of command center.
You think you're a hero? You're not. You're weak, pathetic, and I'm destroyer. You have betrayed me. You will burn my essence. 200 years. You are the only ones who have forced me to retreat. Let that comfort you in your last moments.
I see clearly now, Ticket. I will stand with you, and these creatures will pay for what they've done. Kill them. Kill them all.
Fall back! Transporter, beam us up!
You made it back! Count yourself among a fortunate few. What's the situation on the flagship? I hate to say it, but that might be the first bit of good news I've heard all day.
These warriors died well, and they will not be forgotten.
I don't think we have a choice now. We have to complete the Krenim device. Captain Cogran wants it online immediately, but this isn't something we can rush.
I want to personally commend you. Whatever success we had in this mission was thanks to you.
Despite the extraordinary efforts of you and many others, our operation was a failure. We're still totaling up the casualties, but the cost was too great. Indeed, but that is a small comfort to the warriors who have entered Stovercore this day. Our losses were great today, and we will mourn for every hero who died defending their galaxy. I am a warrior. I believe in honorable combat, direct tactics, and looking my enemy in the eye. Although you did manage to destroy Matara and break the unity of the Iconians, I now see that we cannot use traditional combat to defeat them. Captain Nog and his team will continue their work on the weapon. It may be our only option. The war continues, and all of our warriors are needed to fight. The research teams in the Kiana system require your assistance. They have been running thousands of temporal incursion simulations of how to use the Krenim weapon. But I need an officer with field experience to evaluate the project and its feasibility.
Welcome. We have been working with the Krenim to build both this facility and a weapon similar to the one developed by Anorax in the 22nd century. Captain Nog might be able to explain more. He's waiting for you. It's good to see you too. For a few weeks, I was helping the Alliance research new ways to deactivate Iconian gateways. We were making progress, but it wasn't fast enough to stop the advance of the Heralds. Yes, I have. I guess the Solanae aren't visiting me at night anymore.
I wish I was seeing you under better circumstances. We've managed to make a prototype of the Krenim weapon in Anorax's records, but once we make an incursion, anything not protected by a temporal shield will conform to the new timeline. Correct. This isn't the sort of sacrifice we'd expect any personnel involved in the incursion to make. I wish I was seeing you under better circumstances. Oh, that the Iconians can't time travel because it unravels their minds. She was being dramatic, but she was essentially correct. I wish I was seeing you under better circumstances. That was the first simulation we tried. The results were fairly catastrophic. Without the Iconians, the first development of warp technology by other cultures in the Alpha Quadrant is severely delayed by about 50,000 years. Let me put it this way. In one version, the Day Ones eventually rise to power and conquer most of the Beta Quadrant. I'm not done yet. The Herc never developed warp technology at all, so they never invade Kronos and unite the Klingons as a warrior culture. When the Vulcan Star Empire finds the Klingons in the 22nd century, they were mostly farmers who had made some advances in epic poetry. I wish I was seeing you under better circumstances. When we talk about time alteration, we're specifically referring to the Krenim weapon's ability to remove something from time. Correct. The changes ripple out from the incursion point and result in a new reality where the target no longer exists. Temporal agents from all three factions are watching everything we do carefully. I wish I was seeing you under better circumstances. We've tried a different number of scenarios, but only in the holodeck. Direct action against the Iconians is proving to be problematic because so much time has passed since they were first a great power. Actually, it would be closer to a 700-year delay if our calculations are correct. The Iconians have had 200,000 years to build their fleets. Exactly. The other potential solution is to cut into the current power base. The three most promising incursions each follow one of these tactics. My teams have been running simulations and refining their targets, but I'd like you to assist them using a special quantum recursive algorithm. Our simulators can run the outcome of a possible incursion on the holodeck.
Hello. Please allow me to explain what we're doing here. We've determined that if we remove a specific series of stars from the Beta Quadrant in the distant past, a rogue planet will enter the Iconia system and cause massive geological damage at about the same time the planet was bombarded by the Iconians' enemies. Maybe the survivors of a natural disaster, if there are any, won't be so vengeful, and none of the stars we will remove have planets with the possibility of developing life. The number of stars we will have to remove is a concern, which is why we're trying this in a simulation first. It's the best option we have available to us. Once we run the program, you'll be able to interact with our best approximation of the new timeline.
Hello. Under ordinary circumstances, perhaps. Hello. Anything involving temporal mechanics is complicated, but the short answer is yes. Again, it is complicated.
Captain, you're alive! Sir, I'm not sure this is the time. The Dominion stopped firing at us when we lost weapons.
Sir, I tried to fight them off. never expected they would get so far.
We can't stop them.
Incoming hail!
USS Ajax. Sensors show your ship is completely defenseless.
Sorry, we were watching from the control room, and that could have gone better. From what we can piece together, the Klingon Empire was never unified by its conflicts against outsiders. Agreed. My team will continue working on other possible incursion scenarios.
Another one of you Voyagers? I don't know how you can help, but very well. No, but you're all the same. None of us are going to survive if we don't try to repair the damage you've already done. The simulation is set for the USS Voyager.
Don't mind Noy. I think he partially blames people from your quadrant for some of the Krennin's troubles. After all, if Voyager hadn't restored the Vought War, they would have never been in a position to ally with the Iconians. It is a pleasure to meet you. Both Captain Nog and Seven speak highly of you. My name is Claudia, and I am a Tutarian. We're from a region of the Delta Quadrant Voyager never visited. It is a pleasure to meet you.
This is an absolute disaster. I had thought that Admiral Tuvok was being pessimistic about the chance for success here. No, it's not. Eventually, between Vulcan logic, Klingon tenacity, and Romulan pragmatism, we'll convince everyone here that the threat is real, and an alliance is in their best interest.
We've always tried to be good neighbors and treat other races with respect, but this is really too much. The Malon might not be the biggest threat, but they are the most immediate.
Are you here to preach about responsible waste management too? We don't need outsiders telling us what to do.
The Malon have resisted attempts to accept less hazardous waste management practices and continue dumping waste throughout the quadrant. Diplomatic relations between the Malon and Talaxians are rapidly deteriorating. The Benthans could possibly pressure the Malon to return to the negotiation table.
Yes, what is your question? I am rather busy. Good luck with that. The Hazari aren't interested in anything but making deals. What do you want? Did the Fine. Run back to the Benthans.
Unraveling this mess could take months, years.
Damn, that was useless. This scenario isn't as catastrophic as trying to remove the Iconians.
You must excuse my husband's harsh demeanor.
Trust my wife to be the voice of reason.
Hello. We've been waiting for you. Our team is focusing on delaying tactics. What if Iconia had never been discovered? True. But if you compare the changes in Iconian technology over the past 200,000 years, with what the rest of us have done in the past 2 centuries, it's obvious that the Iconian culture has stagnated while we have advanced rapidly. The program is set for Romulan space.
Ah, Sub-Commander. I'd like to test out some new security passcodes. Thank you for playing along, Sub-Commander. The Tal Shiar can't hear us now. If I was, I wouldn't have needed you to lock the door. I know. I have tried to work within the system, but the system is broken and corrupt.
Secret conversations between the commander and one of his senior officers? Tamer, you are a fool, and you will be the death of everyone on this ship.
A destiny free from the tyranny of the Tal Shiar. If we leave, we will have a better, brighter future than what they would allow us. I know it is a step into the unknown, but it is a step we will take together. Throw off your chains. We will join our brothers and sisters in freedom.
I wanted to let you know that I am with you and Commander Tamer.
That is the most promising simulation yet. The readings do indicate higher levels of Borg activity, but it should be an acceptable risk. The data in this simulation does show higher Borg activity than we're currently seeing, but there are no signs of Herald, Iconian, or Solanae presence at all. The political calculus of the Quadrant will change, but the data supports what you saw on the holodeck. No Iconians.
This last test has the most promising results I've seen, and saving the Romulan homeworld is an added bonus.
This is difficult. It would change everything for us. We'd have our home back, but the Republic, everything we've built, it would all be gone. The simulation specifically mentioned Datan and a separatist movement. Commander Tamer makes the choice to join Datan, the same choice he made after the homeworld was lost. With Romulus, we could have numbers. Make the incursion. The lives we save will be worth the work we'll have to do to reform the Republic.
Target acquired and locked. Activating weapon. Incursion complete.
It will be good to see the world of my birth again. Elements? Is that Romulus? It's been completely assimilated.
Yes, I think we have a problem.
No. We expected to see some Borg activity, but this can't be right.
I agree that this is unexpected, Commander, but we knew there would be anomalies.
The whole system can't be assimilated, can it? That is a lot of Borg.
According to these scans, the planet has been completely assimilated. Borg ships decloaking! Red alert!
First the Klingons, now the Borg. Does everyone steal the technology from us?
I've modified some personal shield generators to shield you temporally as well. We need more data to plot a possible solution. With any luck, the Borg will have what we need.
I'm going to join you. I know the controls ahead of us will unlock the bulkheads. The whole planet. All our people. They're Borg. I can't believe we were so wrong. We have to find a way to make this right.
Resistance is futile.
There. That's the access node console we need. Locked. We'll have to circumvent their security measures. Wait! Incoming Borg! Hakiv?
You will become one with the Borg. Resistance is futile.
It looks like the main invasion of Romulan space occurred about 20 years ago.
Let's get out of here. There are more than 20 Borg ships on an intercept course.
More Borg on the way.
Targeting the transwarp network.
Firing the weapon, now!
The Borg are gone. But so is Romulus.
Romulus isn't the only thing we lost. Temporal shielding is failing.
What happened?
The Borg did too much damage to the generators. If we lose the temporal shielding, we'll all reintegrate with the timeline.
Has anything else changed?
Checking? No. The Tutarians. They're
What?
gone!
How?
I see the problem. 20 years ago, your people tried to replicate the work of the Solanae to protect themselves from the Borg. They failed.
Temporal shield is at 8%.
No, I need to restabilize the shields.
I'm downloading my personal files into the shielded core. You'll have all my research notes and everything we've recorded from this mission.
You're giving up? When the shield fails, if the Tutarians were lost in the past, then you'll be lost too.
Temporal shield is losing integrity.
Is there anything we can do?
No, we all knew the risks.
We found a temporally shielded computer core, and it shows 2 uses of the Krenim weapon. We won't be sure until we finish analyzing the data, but the Krenim weapon was used twice. As to the greater differences, we'll know more soon. We found a temporally... We haven't dug that far into the data yet, and it will take some in-depth investigation to catalog all of the changes. Very. But from what we've already seen, it appears the reason the weapon was fired twice was because we had to try to correct a change we made.
I was conducting another simulation, and all of a sudden I got an emergency call telling me to stop everything. It has been good to have you here.
We've put so much hope into using the Krenim technology to solve our problems. Perhaps I was caught up in the possibilities and blind to the potential for disaster.
I have a lot of information to analyze. The shielded core appears to have made it through the process intact, and will give us a wealth of data on the timeline and how the changes have affected it.
Captain Nog tells me that the initial test of the Krenim weapon was less than promising. He says that he and his team have a great deal of data still to analyze. But I do not believe they will find much that will assist us. Removing elements from the time stream is reckless, and while our options are limited, we should not destroy ourselves in a fruitless effort to destroy the Iconians. It is time to consider all of our alternatives. The war continues, and all of our warriors are needed to fight. One way or another, the war ends today. The Iconians are massing for a final push towards the key worlds of the Alliance.
You are cleared for docking.
The High Command is still intact, and Kronos remains unconquered. Even so, this war cannot be won if we lose Earth.
Glad you're here. We've been fighting non-stop, and it feels like we're barely making a dent.
All these years of pain and strife, and it comes to this? I cannot believe that this is how we will end.
We have defeated one Iconian, but the cost to do so was too high. The Iconian forces are too numerous for us to sustain such a strategy.
We presumably failed at temporal incursion, changing things in the past while remaining in a bubble of temporally shielded current time. This allows the timeline to unfold as it will, almost randomly.
We cannot sustain this war. The Iconians will destroy or conquer every species in the galaxy if we do not stop them now. The Iconians have picked our next battlefield, and it is the Sol system. If Earth falls, we have lost this war. We have one move left to us, and it is to move this war to a battlefield of our own design. We will attack the Iconians in the past. We've identified that the Iconians were forced from their homeworld in an attack 200,000 years ago. We will take part in that attack and ensure there are no survivors to fight us in the present. Noi's team is busy reconfiguring the time ship. There are no guarantees, even with time travel on our side. We must hold out long enough for a ship to pass through a temporal portal. That means fighting this fight and every other until this technology is complete.
Captain, this goes against everything we stand for. Everything we've been fighting for.
You talk of honor and duty and freedom. All of these will just be words if we fail. We can try to live up to these ideals when we survive. We have... I've gotten word from Noi. They've completed their modifications, and the Cryptic time ship is on its way. We must hold off the Heralds long enough for the Cryptic ship to arrive and generate a portal.
Enterprise here. We've intercepted a group of Heralds. Can you give us a hand with them?
This is the USS Hood. Our attack group is taking heavy losses.
RRW Vivetrix responding to your call for assistance, Hood.
restored main power. Thanks for keeping the gantries intact. Bringing the fighting 99th Attack Wing into battle now.
I told you I'd be back. And this time, I brought friends.
We've brought together forces from every quadrant of the galaxy.
well so far.
The Herald ships are regrouping. We should use this respite to our advantage. Our situation is desperate. If we fail here, Earth will fall. And Kronos won't have much hope of standing without it.
I am arriving with the time ship. We must protect it until the portal is stable. The Iconians off of us. Coordinates have been identified. Energizing temporal emitters. The time portal is open and stable.
Go! Get through that portal!
Setting a course now.
The Heralds are firing on the portal!
The portal is destabilizing. Hurry!
More gateways! An Iconian flagship is moving in!
This is the moment of your extinction.
Not today! Everyone, form up and cover our six.
Theirs not to make reply. Theirs not to reason why. Theirs but to do and die. Into the Valley of Death rode the 600.
Evaluating astrometrics. Confirmed. We have traveled back approximately 200,000 years. Only our two ships made it through.
There are no signs of Captain Cogran or his ship. We will have to continue the mission without him.
Perfect. This will give us a moment to get our bearings and figure out how best to prevent the Iconians from escaping their doom.
Greetings of the whole to you, strangers, and welcome to Iconia. Your technology is sufficient, but your chronoton particles are substantially out of phase.
Remember why we are here. Every Iconian must die in the bombardment, and their technology cannot be taken. I recommend we begin by infiltrating their government building. You've seen the ruins of a once mighty empire. This is Iconia at the height of its power.
I apologize for the interruption, Honored One. These travelers have just arrived at our city.
Thank you, Mataran. You may return to your station. Greetings, friends, and welcome to Iconia. Wonderful. He will be quite pleased to reunite with you. You should be able to find him in the residential district. Since you are explorers like Cogran, I suggest you speak to Lemiran. She is the keeper of our world heart. Our relations with the other species of this region have been contentious for some time. We begin with a particular genetic line. Sometimes we will use archived genetic material from the world heart, but most often we simply take what we need from heralds who already perform a similar service. We are patrons, parents, and perhaps even gods to the heralds. In turn, they are our hands, our eyes, and our pets. Our world teems with life, but we were the first to become self-aware. At first, we used them as beasts of burden, or for tasks that were too difficult or dangerous to do ourselves. I imagine your own species has similar creatures.
Greetings, travelers. Are you explorers, or do you come seeking our wisdom and guidance? The World Heart is the repository of all our knowledge.
The changes we see in the Iconians are too great to be simple evolution. The Iconians shape themselves and the Heralds into weapons. Genetic engineering that is both efficient and terrible.
You made it. Something must have gone wrong as we entered the portal that disrupted synchronization. The Iconians of this time are nothing like the ones we know. They are flesh and appear to be friendly and peaceful, if a bit arrogant with those they see as lesser.
Cogran is either a fool or he's being manipulated by the Iconians. Either way, he might jeopardize the mission. We'll need to watch him closely.
Someone's calling for help.
An injured herald. This could be a chance to learn about their physiology. Perhaps even find a weakness.
Hello. Can you help us? My heralds are also native to this planet. They were not as evolved as we are. Thank you. There should be a healer nearby.
Do you require assistance, visitor? Certainly. However, I do not detect any injuries or Oh, of course.
We'll see who the lesser race is.
I have spent days among these people. They are very proud and very strong.
Thank you, Traveler. I appreciate your assistance. Exceedingly well. We do what manual labor needs to be done, as well as other tasks.
How do you feel about your creator?
The Iconians' affection for their pets is a weakness.
I am not so sure.
Deaths that we will avenge here. I don't understand why you're bothering to help these people. We need to find the gateway controls, sabotage them, and be done with it. This could all be over if you'd let it.
Clearly the Iconians have a highly developed sense of the aesthetic.
That's fine, but what we need is to know more about their technology. And we're going to a park.
When you have technology as advanced as the Iconians, wonders can be found anywhere you look. We should talk to that officer over there.
I see you are interested in this device. We are testing a new method of encryption. So far, it has proven to be most effective. I am not supposed to leave this area unwatched. But all of my heralds are performing other duties. And if Elmiran sent you...
It is just as I surmised. The Iconians are following their own version of the Prime Directive. They are attempting to protect lesser developed species from acquiring technology that they may not use wisely or well.
Not so fast. We've only heard one side of the story.
We will gladly give you the medicines you require, but our genetic engineering technology is off limits.
The medicine will help with this plague, but what about the next one?
I am sorry, but we have extremely stringent rules about who can use our technology. There are many species who are not yet ready to use our gifts safely and wisely. One moment, Volkar. Yes? May I help you? Yes, I will take your opinion under advisement.
We haven't made much headway trying to reverse engineer the gateways.
Oh, I have. You can move an army in the blink of an eye. Think about what would happen if all these heralds just showed up on your planet.
Nothing yet, despite all their openness and hospitality.
If I were the Iconians, I too would think twice about giving people like these advanced technology.
This doesn't prove anything. So the Iconians had their reasons for withholding technology. I don't care, and neither do their enemies.
Tell your ships to drop into orbit above the polar region. My ship is cloaked there.
Excuse me, but I require assistance. We have lost contact with several of our colony worlds. I am attempting to increase the range of this communications console to re-establish the connection. Curious. Our communications should be reaching the colonies, but I am not receiving any response to my messages. I do not know. If the colony worlds have fallen, then I am sorry.
We already know the evacuation did not save them.
But the gateway on New Romulus remained active for a time.
Then we must cut off that path, now, before anyone escapes.
Welcome, traveler. I apologize for my earlier absence. We have had contact with many worlds in our journeys, but we have found no people equal to our own. Our policy is not to share our technology with species who are not sufficiently advanced to use our gifts wisely. We have had contact while we are an extremely advanced world. We are not, in general, a militant one. The attack is beginning. I thought we'd have more time. We must retrieve the world heart and escape. Will you help us?
The attack is beginning. We must decide how to proceed. I have spoken to these people, walked their streets, shared their meals. Regardless of what we know they will do in the future, the Iconians of this time are not evil. You have walked the same streets as I, spoken to the same people. Can you allow them to die for crimes they have not yet committed?
It doesn't matter what these people are now. We know what they will become, what they will do. And that changes nothing. We know what will happen. In our time, they are poised to destroy or enslave the galaxy. There is no choice. We destroy them now and save ourselves. It's a bit late for second thoughts. Our mission is clear. We don't have a choice.
The World Heart contains all of our knowledge and all our genetic data. With it, we can rebuild. We have a refuge built for those who serve us. We shall go there.
We should be able to access the gateway network from here. We could disable all of the gateways at once.
We offered Lemirin our aid. There is no honor in striking down an ally from behind.
The honorable thing would be to complete our mission and save our galaxy. Or do you not care about what happens to Kronos?
We need to transfer the World Heart to a transportable format. I'll need your help to initiate the download from that console. The download is proceeding, but it will not complete before the invaders find us. More aliens are coming. Protect me. Mainframe memory erased. The last step is to eject the World Heart. I fear that was just the beginning of the violence. My people are few, and most of our heralds are elsewhere. Blessings of the whole upon you. I recommend we locate Tiket. Tiket is a fearsome warrior, and has kept our people safe for countless millennia. Until today.
Rescuing Iconians is not what we're here to do.
Perhaps it is. When we came back in time, we did not know what we would find.
I appreciate your efforts, stranger, but I cannot come with you. I will defend Iconia until my final breath. My people are weak. They have neglected the ways of battle in favor of science and art. They are philosophers. I appreciate your efforts, stranger, but honor? Why should I care about honor when Iconian blood is being spilled on sacred ground? I appreciate your efforts, stranger. Your words have merit. If we go to the refuge, we can rebuild.
She is a fool. She would let her people die so she could avenge them.
Vengeance is a powerful.
Never forget this tragic day.
Thank you. You have shown exceptional kindness and valor in this trying time.
These are not a warlike people.
Not yet. That will change.
Bloodshed affects everyone differently. My people became warriors when an alien species threatened our home.
And the Iconians will become conquerors. Now I see your plan. We've won their confidence, gathered them together. Strike now, and we can eliminate them all. Didn't the others save the Iconians? Where are they?
They may already be. We're losing ground!
We can't hold them off or...
That's it. Send them through.
No! This isn't our mission! You took everything from me!
The World Heart.
There's no time. The gateway is closing.
Only 12 of us are left. That crystal contains our civilization.
Sela, stop! We are better than this!
I will remember this, Romulan. I will extinguish your people in payment for your treachery.
This has all played out this way before. I am the cause for Hobus. I know what you are going to say, but I did what I had to do for my people. That can't... Tiket! What have I done?
The Iconians have fled to Dewa 3, and the Gateway's console has been destroyed, so no one can follow them.
We're initiating a tachyon burst to reopen the portal that brought us here. That should bring us back to the exact moment we left the present time.
The heralds are firing on the portal!
The portal is destabilizing! Hurry!
Captain Quadrant to Alliance Fleet. Stand down. I repeat, stand down. You have the World Heart and the means to end this. Signal the Iconians, show them we have it, and that we are the ones who save them.
Do you wish to surrender? A wise decision. How did you acquire that? That is not possible. But yet, I see the World Heart in your hands. If what you say is true, then that core contains all of the lost knowledge of our people. So much that we thought was lost forever. Will you return all that remains of our civilization to us? I have never had a chance to examine you closely, but now that you stand before me, I remember. You helped us, although it gained you nothing. You are the other. Hate blinded us. Fear of the unknown crippled us. Pain called out for blood in ever greater measures. I did, and it saved us. But we believed the other lost to us, and you were lost to time. Indeed, we protected the whole against the lesser species who would destroy us if given a chance, who would steal what we would not give freely. I am humbled in the face of such integrity. I shall be forever grateful to you for showing us the error of our ways.
No, I will not accept this. Whatever these creatures did in the past is meaningless. They killed our sister. They broke our unity. And for that, I will destroy. Never forget what you have done, or what that creator, the receiver, did. There will never be enough blood to wash away my need for vengeance. A single world. I can destroy 1,000,000 worlds, and it would not be enough. Your existence is an insult to the memory of our people. I will continue my fight, even if I must fight alone.
She will not listen. Tiket has always been very stubborn. In a few thousand years, perhaps, her attitudes will change. Until then, be wary. Tiket is a formidable opponent, and I will not take up arms against her, even in defense of the other. I understand, but our terms are not negotiable. We need time to breathe and contemplate. Perhaps in a millennia or two, it will be different.
I thought this was it. The last day. And I was ready, but I'm glad my daughter didn't have to die in defense of the Federation.
There's a lot of work to be done now. We need to rebuild, recover, try to learn how to live in this new reality.
Your compassion has accomplished more in one act than we could have with all the phasers in the fleet. We have a lot to do to heal the wounds the war has left on us all.
I don't know what to say. I thought I was protecting our future. But instead, all this... It happened because of a mistake I made hundreds of thousands of years ago. I've made a lot of difficult choices in my life. And I didn't always consider the consequences of my actions. Today has made me wonder if there's another way. If I can be better than I am.
We have much to do, but first, we will celebrate. Let the blood wine flow now that the bloodletting has ceased. The war is over. Although we could not turn back the clock and restore the lives that were lost and the planets that were ravaged, we have ended the conflict honorably. You made the right choice. And that is not always an easy one to make. I would be honored to fight by your side again. Before that day comes, however, we must rebuild. There is already talk of new exploration missions. Perhaps we will find our next challenge among the unexplored stars.